Hello and welcome to the Marketing Woman podcast. I'm your host, Anusha Khannan, and I'm so excited to have you here. Are you looking to move into marketing or want to learn marketing from scratch? We discuss all things marketing, analytics, business, personal branding, and much more in a way any layman can understand. If you're new here, make sure to follow along and get on that email list by visiting tmw.anushakhannan.com. And now, let's dive in. Before we get into this week's episode, we are going to do a brief bi-weekly catch-up. I just started my role as a business analyst, and I've been focusing a lot on learning about my role, and I think the next couple of weeks is also going to be about exploring and learning whatever I can for my role. I also believe in adding value wherever I go, which is why we might not have a lot of these bi-weekly catch-ups the next couple of episodes. However, I've been spending a lot of time on Threads. If you don't know what Threads is, it's a social media platform which is being widely compared to Twitter. And according to the Morning Brew, Threads took only 1 hour to reach 1 million users, followed by ChatGPT, which took 5 days. And with that, let's dive into today's episode. But remember to follow me on Threads to see some updates and behind the scenes. Now in this episode, today's episode, the last episode of season 2, I cannot believe we're already moving on to season 3. We're going to talk about how to build a strong online presence, and also we'll talk a little bit about how to measure that success. I would strongly recommend you to listen to season 1's episode 5, where we talk a lot about social media marketing, and I think it would be really helpful for you to understand that a little bit moving into this episode. Speaking of which, section 1, social media. Social media platforms help you meet new people, and when let's say for example they post something on social media and then you post something on social media, you can go and engage with their content, they can engage with your content, and that's how you make connections. We have social media platforms like LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, now Threads, and this will help showcase your brand and helps you become a thought leader and build a community around whatever your interests may be. When it comes to using social media effectively, it would be good to have a good strategy, and we've learned a little bit about how to target audience and how to build a strategy in our last episode. Moving on to section 2, websites. You don't have to spend a lot of money building websites. You have sites like Wix.com, you have WordPress, where you can just get free services and you don't have to really spend a lot of money on that. Websites are basically just a central hub to showcase, hey, this is what I'm good at, hey, this is what I want you to know about me, or you can write blogs, you can have testimonials. A couple of things to keep in mind though. Your website should be visually appealing, it should be easily accessible, and optimized to rank well in search engines. Before we move on to section 3 to learn how to measure the success of your personal brand, I do want to add that LinkedIn is one of my favorite places to start your personal brand, and I would highly recommend you do that as well. Alright, now that we've covered a few ways to build your personal brands, let's shift gears and see how to measure that success. 3, for social media, we're going to see how to track your success. For social media, one easy way to measure your success is by looking at the engagement and what value you get back. Do not look at what is popularly called as vanity metrics, like likes, shares, comments. If metrics that don't add value to understanding about your personal brand are called vanity metrics. Analyze which type of content resonates the most with your audience and adjust your strategy accordingly. For your website, familiarize yourself with Google Analytics, which will help you understand a couple of things like page views, bounce rates, and conversion rates. This will help you understand how many people are actually coming to your website and how many are retaining, what your goals are if they're being achieved. Okay, I just mentioned a bunch of words there. Let's go back and look at what they are. Page view. It helps you understand how many times a page on your website was viewed. For example, if you go to tmw.anushakhannan.com, you'll land on the home page. Let's say I refresh the page. We have 2 page views now. This helps you understand which page attracts the most attention and engagement from visitors. Moving on to bounce rate. Bounce rate. Bounce rate represents the number of visitors who bounce away after viewing only one part of your website and they're not interested to see anymore. For example, let's go to tmw.anushakhannan.com. I see the landing page, but I don't want to know anything else. I just came here to know the name of the podcast, or I wanted to see what your landing page was about. And now I'm going to bounce off the website. A higher bounce rate indicates that people are not really interested in seeing your website or landing page or content or whatever it is on your website, and that indicates that your content may not be doing what you want it to do. And let's move on to conversion rates with that. Conversion rate is a metric that measures the percentage of visitors who take a desired action or achieve a specific goal. And this action could be anything like filling out a form, subscribing to a newsletter, or achieving any goal that the website may have. This helps understand the effectiveness of the website, and conversion rate is just used to see how well a website is performing and if it's achieving the goals that are intended. A higher conversion rate indicates that your website is doing well and it's meeting all the end goals. Lastly, don't forget about qualitative feedback. Engage with your audience through surveys, polls, or even in person. Understand what they want from your content and how you can add value to them. That's all for today. Hope you found it useful. Please feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn or email me at tmw@anushakaran.com. Follow me on LinkedIn to never miss my journey, and I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.